Happy Monday, October 3rd, 2022, and I might want to film this. I might want to turn the camera around because I have a semi in front of me and a little car behind me that is just itching to pass, and we're going over 60. This could get interesting. I don't know why some people are, you're not going to pass this semi. Seriously, here he goes. Unbelievable. And the guy's like, oh my God, I'm backing off. Wow. Yeah, that's kind of scary. No thanks. DigiByte knows its limitations. Not passing the semi truck. I mean, seriously, I'm going 61 or 2. Oh man, it ain't worth it, man. It ain't worth it. Anyway, enough of that action. So no, I mean, I guess that folds into it. With everything that's going on in the world today, why take chances? Why take chances? There's no sense to me in taking a big risk right now. And to me, a big risk is having your money in a financial institution. I would not have a dollar bill in the bank right now. I just would not let anyone have any custody of anything right now. It is so not worth it with the systemic risk that is out there every day. I mean, you sense the panic in some of these people. It's funny watching the financial shows. Watch CNBC or something. Turn that on and you'll just get the, and start having meltdowns. And it's just it's ridiculous. But I guess if you think about it, how everything is so tied together, how our institutions are so dependent on each other, that they cannot, if one fails, I mean, you could have a ripple effect, a domino effect, to where it starts cascading into other ones and bringing them down because they're also over leveraged. And it doesn't take that much. And see, that's the thing. I mean, you look at these derivative markets, you look at these collateralized debt securities, you look at the silver market and how many contracts are out there making claims on how much physical silver. So, it's a situation where you've got maybe an ounce of silver and there's like 100 claims on it. So what happens when 100 people want to claim that silver that they think they have a right to? Ain't gonna be there. And so that's the same way in the banking system. The dollar bills are not there backing it up. It's not there. And so it's so important to make sure that if you've got money in the bank, take it out. And it might be a struggle getting it out if you want it in cash. Because we've all heard the stories. I've experienced it myself in the past where you can't get it. We don't have that kind of cash. And I'm talking maybe $3,000. Oh, well, I don't know if we can do that. I mean, $3,000? I mean, you got millions in here, supposedly. They can't even give you that. But if you, it was at one point, if you take out $10,000 in cash, you fill out paperwork. It may be lower now, but you'd have to fill out paperwork. You would have to give a reason. Hey, what do you need it for? And they file it with the federal government. Your local bank. I mean, see, that's the level of control that there is. See, it's this vampire squid casino where they've got their tentacles in everything. And they basically turn you in for taking your own money out. Well, this guy, he's a threat. We got to be careful. He's taking cash out. He's walking away, trying not to play in the casino. He might go buy some things, privately, because he doesn't want anybody to know what he's buying. That's not good. Not good at all. So we gotta put a flag on this guy, put that on his record. And that's just, it's not the kind of surveillance society I think most of us want to live in. There are some people that just willfully give over everything they can to serve the state. And you're always going to have those people. You're always going to have those sycophants in society. But I'm not one of them. And I don't think most people at heart are. Most people don't want, to be tracked and traced and monitored. And it's not a free society. It's not, nobody has the right to tell you what you spend your energy on. You're not hurting somebody else. Who cares? But it all goes back to, at this point in time, and it could be any time, I just feel like, there are some things starting to happen and bubbling to the surface, like a Nord Stream pipeline that didn't kill itself, didn't suicide itself. But a lot of the things are starting to come to the surface now, and I just think it's really important to have your energy, your money in your possession right now. Now, whether that be cash, whether that be in the form of gold, silver, Litecoin, Bitcoin, DigiByte, cryptocurrency, whatever it is, you better just get it in your possession. And if you don't know how to do it, you better start watching YouTube videos and figure out how to download a wallet onto your phone, how to write down the seed phrase. My neighbor's house looks really good. And control those funds, have the private key to those funds, those crypto funds. Learn how to do it. You just have to. It's imperative that if you want to be sovereign and you say you want to be free, then you got to take control of your money. You cannot let someone else have it in their custody. Because I like the example Bix Weir uses, to where, people say, well, I have silver and it's warehoused somewhere. Well, it's all this warehousing and, it's safe. These people are trusted authorities and they've been trusted for years. Well, as he says, if things start falling apart, these guards are going to be the ones taking all the assets out. They're going to be taking your silver home because they're going to look out for their families. They have no obligation to look out for you. They don't know who you are. They're just a guard. And so when things fall apart, that is exactly what will happen. You're going to see, I'm sorry, my eyes are mowed yesterday and they're kind of gunky. And I didn't wear my mask last night when I went to bed, fell asleep, and didn't wear the CPAP, so I feel like I'm completely hungover. Yeah, it's just the way it is. So, yeah, the guards will be taking all your silver. And at what point, if the monetary system starts to collapse, what obligation do they have to protect anything that you have? Because, and you think even police officers, if they stop getting their pensions, and they know their pensions are destroyed, which there are some pensions about to blow up, it looks like, pension funds. If you realize that you've lost your pension and the paycheck that you're getting paid in every week, 2 weeks, is being devalued through inflation and you're not keeping up, how motivated are you to go out and protect people? You're probably more motivated to be at home and protect your family because things have gotten that bad. When the money starts falling apart, it'll fall apart quickly. It'll nosedive. I don't know. I don't even know how long you'd have to use cash. I would think that cash would have some value for a little bit, but I wouldn't think very long, just as long as the store shelves get emptied. And even then, last Friday, my wife and her sister went out to lunch. And the waitress, when she brought the check, says, well, will you be paying in cash or using a card? And I said, a card. No, it doesn't matter what kind of card. It could be a credit card, debit card, whatever. If it's got Visa or MasterCard on it, American Express, Discover, doesn't matter. She said, oh, okay, well, your lunch is free. Well, why? Well, our payment system's down. So their payment system was down, so they couldn't process transactions. They could only accept cash. So see, there is a need for cash when things fall apart. That's kind of like a microcosm of what could happen if the banking system or the electronic system, whatever, payment systems start to fail. Cash will still work temporarily, but pretty soon you're like, well, shoot, what am I going to do with this cash? I mean, what value is it? Is it really holding any kind of value? But yeah, I mean, a payment system goes down and you get a free lunch. Crazy. So they left a big tip to the waitress, but it was kind of crazy. And that's how dependent this world is on real-time transactions. And it used to be a time where I remember, and you didn't even, who's going to pay with a card? Why would you pay with a card? And then even, I remember when Amazon and I think Toys R Us, for, I don't know what Christmas it was probably around 2000, somewhere around there, to where they said they're going to start taking online payments. You're going to be able to pay for this stuff online, and they'll send it to your house. And at the time, it was like, oh man, how secure is that? I don't know if I want to be putting my credit card or my debit card information out there. You know, I don't want to pay online. And, you know, there was that apprehension. But now it's, I mean, give me a break. Look at Amazon. I mean, everything's paid online. But there was that apprehension. And we've become so dependent upon those payment systems that if they go away, things fall apart quickly. You can't go get gasoline without being able to have, well, the electric grid's got to be up. If the electric grid's not up, the gas pumps won't go. You can't get the gas out. And they can't take payment. You know, how many of you go into the gas station anymore? I don't. I mean, swipe the card and go. If that doesn't work, you're going to have to pay with cash. And I've seen it with some gas stations when I was traveling last year. There was a Love's, and I don't remember where it was, but it said, you know, hey, just cash only. They don't have payment. But then you'll see businesses to where they're completely non-cash based. They'll say, we don't want cash. We don't want to deal with it because, you know, people can steal it, you know, and it's just handling the money, theft, you know, from the employees. They just don't want to deal with it. They want it all electronic. Well, if the payment system goes down, you got to close the doors because you can't be giving away free lunches. So it's imperative that we have a functioning digital world, everything, alarms and alerts go off. It's imperative that we have a functioning electric grid for all of this stuff to work. And we're going into a digital age, so it's very necessary that all of this digital equipment works. So it's just, you know, if we're moving forward, that is going to be the push, you know, to make sure things are up and running. And then I just saw Florida, you know, devastated by that hurricane last week. And I don't know if this is true or not, but they were saying 95% of the electric's back up. I don't know if that's just fake news or what, but I mean, that would be an amazing feat if that is true. But that's what's necessary. I mean, you think about it. I mean, if we don't have functioning digital electronic transactions, I mean, everything falls apart. So if we're going to continue as a species, I mean, that's kind of a requirement. You know, it's got to work. I mean, just think about it. If we couldn't do digital transactions, I mean, we'd be carrying around cash and silver coins, I guess. Which isn't really all that feasible. So as we go more digital and as they harden the systems and make them better and improve them, because we have to, again, you just want to make sure you've got sound digital money. And to me, that's Litecoin, because that's an independent network that, I mean, and that's the thing, you know, you could lose power in your location, the Litecoin network still runs. You may not be able to send a transaction because, you know, somebody's phone's not charged and you can't, or they don't have internet, and, you know, and be able to receive it. They can receive it without internet. Will you be able to send it? It's, the thing is though, that Litecoin network is so distributed that you've got computers validating the transactions and the code, running the code all over the world. So you could have a whole region go down, like the United States could, you know, EMP'd, poof, gone, you know, no electric grid. And the Litecoin network still works. So, you know, it's pretty hard to take it down. It's a lot easier to take down a bank, but you can't take down the Litecoin network until you shut off every one of those computers, and good luck. I mean, it's just not the way it works. So that's definitely a much better scenario, you know, as far as, you know, a payment system in my mind. You know, Visa has a glitch and the whole thing goes down. A big bank has a glitch and, you know, nobody can get transactions. Litecoin's been running for 11 years straight. Well, as in 10 days, it'll be, you know, 11 years. 11 years straight, that network, uninterrupted, 100% uptime. So, it's a pretty valuable thing, especially when we're seeing outages and seeing other things that are happening. And you want to have sound money, you want to have it in your possession. Litecoin affords you that ability to do that. So you download a wallet, you go get some Litecoin, get it into that wallet. You've got the keys, you've got the secret phrase, you know, the 12 words, 24 words, and only you can access it. So very independent, very sovereign, Very important to take that initiative right now, because you don't want to be locked into a bank and they close the doors or shut the windows and say, well, we're going to limit withdrawals and we're going to shut it off for a weekend or a week. And then when we bring it back up, it's going to be a CBDC, a central bank digital currency. And we'll just flip your dollars that you thought you had into this digital currency. And now you definitely can't take them out of the bank. They're in the system, completely controlled. And there's nothing you can really do about it at that point. So why be a victim and get sucked into this new digital vampire casino? Just don't do it. Just don't have your eggs in that basket. It's just important to, a lot of you have probably been saying, yeah, I need to do that. I need to get my money out. I need to get this. I need to get that in my possession. And I saw it happen with Celsius. I mean, I know people who said, I was just going to leave it in one more weekend and get the rewards, and then I was going to take it out next week. Well, it shut down and locked up, and they couldn't get their funds. Next week came, and they couldn't get it out. And they still can't get it out months later. Don't be in that situation. I mean, you might think you've got time. Now is the time. If you can get it out now, now is the time to do it. So take possession of your wealth. Get it into your own custody. Nobody else is going to be looking out for you. Those guards are going to be stealing your silver if they're guarding it and everything goes down. All right. That's all I got to say in this rambling Monday. Thanks for watching. Hit that thumbs up if you want. If you like it. If you don't, then don't. Subscribe and hit that notification bell. You'll get notified whenever I make a video. All right. Have a wonderful Monday. Go with your gut. You better trust your instincts. If you think you need to take possession and get your money out, you better do it. If you think you're fine, okay. Go trust yourself. All right. Love you all. Have a wonderful Monday.